China and Russia are supposed to be partners.
In North Korea, Xi just made a move that exposes the rivalry beneath.
June 11, 2026.
Chinese President Xi Jinping received an exceptionally lavish welcome during his state visit to Pyongyang, marking his first trip to North Korea in 7 years and his first overseas visit of 2026. Upon arriving at Pyongyang's Sunan International Airport aboard an Air China Boeing 747-8, Xi and his wife were greeted by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and First Lady Ri Sol-ju. The ceremony featured a red carpet, honor guard, military band, and large crowds waving Chinese and North Korean flags, highlighting the long-standing ideological and political ties between the two countries. Beyond the symbolism, Xi's visit signaled a possible strengthening of relations between China and North Korea. According to Chinese state media, Xi described bilateral ties as standing at a new historical starting point and said the two countries were shouldering new missions of the times. He proposed deeper strategic coordination and cooperation and called for stronger collaboration across multiple sectors, including trade, agriculture, healthcare, construction, science, and technology.
The timing of the visit is notable. It comes shortly after visits to Beijing by U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Since Xi typically travels abroad only a few times each year, the first country he visits often reflects Beijing's strategic priorities. His decision to make North Korea his first foreign destination of 2026 suggests that Pyongyang has become increasingly important to China's regional calculations. Historically, relations between China and North Korea have been highly asymmetrical. For decades, Pyongyang relied heavily on Beijing for economic assistance, food aid, and diplomatic support. Under Kim Jong-il, many Chinese officials reportedly viewed North Korea as a difficult and frustrating partner that required constant support while offering little in return.
Despite this imbalance, China remained North Korea's principal benefactor and economic lifeline.
However, the geopolitical landscape has shifted significantly due to the war in Ukraine. North Korea has deepened its relationship with Russia, supplying Moscow with ammunition, ballistic missiles, and thousands of troops in support of Russia's military campaign. In return, Pyongyang has reportedly received financial assistance, energy supplies, and defense technology from Moscow. This growing partnership has elevated Russia's influence in North Korea and reduced Pyongyang's dependence on Beijing.
Against this backdrop, Xi's visit appears aimed in part at countering Russia's expanding role.
During his meetings with Kim, Xi emphasized that China's commitment to its traditional friendship with North Korea would remain unchanged regardless of international developments. Yet the reality is that the balance of influence has already shifted, and Beijing is seeking ways to reassert itself as North Korea's primary economic and strategic partner.
China's efforts are motivated not only by competition with Russia but also by concerns about potential engagement between North Korea and the United States.
Xi may be seeking to ensure that Beijing remains indispensable to Pyongyang, preventing either Moscow or Washington from gaining greater leverage over Kim Jong-un.
Nevertheless, China's renewed courtship of North Korea could create tensions with Russia.
The extensive economic cooperation and incentives Xi has proposed for Pyongyang appear more generous than those Beijing has offered Moscow in recent years. As a result, Russia may question why China is willing to invest so heavily in North Korea while providing fewer comparable benefits to its strategic partner. Xi's challenge will be balancing these competing relationships while preserving China's influence on the Korean peninsula. By National Security Journal, story by Reuben Johnson, June 10, 2026.